Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Coffee and Headlines, our daily get-together live here on Facebook every day of the week, Monday through Sunday, 10:30 in the morning, where we gather the latest headlines, comments, ideas, topics, and suggestions, and important stuff to help us have an awesome life here in Puerto Vallarta. And today is Sunday. Today is Sunday, January 10th. Today is my sister's birthday. So if we see my sister come in, sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't, we're going to wish her a happy birthday. But today is Sunday. Most importantly, today is Sunday Funday. And we know that Sunday Funday is just to be silly, to be juvenile, to have fun. Sunday Funday is a day in which nothing is sacred. No one is safe. So it's almost time to shake our shimmy, to do our shimmy. We're going to do the shimmy today. We're going to try to do the shimmy in Spanish. We're going to learn some really disgusting, tasteless Spanish phrases that have everything to do with the fact that I said kerfuffle the other day. And somebody said, how do you say kerfuffle in Spanish? Well, I did my homework. I went researching. And the rabbit hole is pretty deep. Or maybe I just made it deep. I don't know. Anyhow, I'm here to have fun with you. My eyes are still a little itchy. I'm trying not to go there. But I'm feeling much better from my eyes. And Raymond, oh my God. I love you, Raymond. Can we date or something? I have a Michael Franks cover on here, where is it? Right here, there it is. And Raymond says, I love Michael Franks. And I haven't even told you why I have Michael Franks floating in the living room. And I will tell you in a second, but just from the simple fact that I've seen you, Raymond, say, I love Michael Franks, you have made my day. Let me see. Oh, I am so scattered. It's not even funny. Let us start by saying hello to everybody or folks that are joining us here. It's always great to see you, especially in Sunday, because Sunday is so irrelevant in terms of the important stuff in life. But I think laughing is just as important. So the fact that you are here, it means that you have a sense of humor or you are prepared to be obliterated by our snarky comments. Either option is lovely. Paul, it's great to see you from South Boston. Sticky Versailles checking in. I love that. I'm curious. Good morning from Versailles. It's like we're all moving to Versailles. I love it. Jose Luis Gonzalez Mejia, I don't think you're wearing a shirt, and I think that's sexy. Buenos dias. Let's see. ¿Qué onda, Alan? It is great to see you. It is great to see all of you. Let's see who else is here. I think you're going to get some nicer weather as we have a fun Sunday. Thank you, Joyce. Wherever you are, I hope you have better weather today than yesterday. Good morning from wonderful Puerto Vallarta, says Sherry, who just arrived a few days ago. This is absolutely wonderful. Didn't it feel like a really long week? Yes. And all I can say, Joe, is I hope you are doing whatever you need to hug and pamper yourself. God knows I'm doing that for myself today, and it all started with this wonderful album by Michael Franks. I'm going to tell you about that album in a second. Jeffrey says it's his daughter's birthday. Happy birthday, Jeffrey's daughter. Happy birthday. Let's see what else we have here. Oh my God, look at this. Arturo says, Buenos días, Arturo. Tengo muchas ganas de conocerte. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. Arturo shared a very sweet story with me the other day. Dave watched the Annie Lennox. Isn't she amazing? I mean, I'm too old to be her grandson, but if I could be a little younger, I would want to be Annie Lennox's grandson or Carole King's grandson. Something tells me that they must make amazing grandmothers, but that's my fantasy. What do I know? Earl is here. Oh my God, Earl, remember Michael Franks? Remember how I used to listen to him nonstop? Well, this is a good time to talk about this because as long as Earl is here, because Earl is like my musical partner in crime from so many years ago, from when we were both going to Berklee College of Music. But Michael Franks predates that. When I was, this album, Sleeping Gypsy, came out in 1977. So I was 77 minus, I was 13? Menos 4. Yeah, I was 13 years old when this album came out. I probably discovered it when I was 16. Or thereabouts, and I couldn't stop playing it. Michael Franks, of course, is an amazing jazz vocalist, and this album is like the perfect storm, the perfect combination of characters. Joe Sample was on keyboards, Larry Carlton was on guitar, Michael Brecker and David Sanborn were playing saxophone. The album was produced by the amazing Tommy Lee Puma with orchestrations by Klaus Augerman. I know I'm just dropping names, but this album was perfect at its time. And for some reason, I woke up this morning thinking about this album, and I haven't played it in quite some time. So this morning, the first thing I do is I went into my iTunes, I found this album, and I played it, and it was as good as I remember it. In fact, it was even better. So this is the music that I used to listen to when I was a kid. And I look at that today and I think, oh my God, you must have been a really fucked up kid to be listening to Michael Franks at age 17. But what do you know? That's who I was. So anyhow, if you are curious as to what kind of music I used to listen to, that was it. Michael Franks' Sleeping Gypsy. I'm going to recommend this if you care to go there. It's a beautifully produced album. Anyhow, let's see. Luna is in the house, of course. She's always keeping us company, and she's going to keep us company. Oh my God, Matthew, we have so much to talk about because Klaus Augerman, you know, oh, what an amazing arranger. And we've talked about him before. I've given music appreciation lectures about him and other great jazz arrangers. And oh my God, let's talk. Let's talk about this because I love finding common spirits that enjoy the same music that I do. Let's see, where do we start today? We have to unpack a bunch of things. Let us start by unpacking. Luna is busy, so I'm going to dismiss her for a second. Somebody suggested we talk about her today. We talk about Maria, the doll, the traditional doll. And I did some research on her, but there's so much to unpack her, and the topic is so beautiful and cultural and wholesome that we cannot possibly do that today, because today we're just going to get filthy with language. So I'm forewarning you, all the phrases that you're going to learn today, with just one exception, are not for the dinner table. So we're saving Maria for some day during the week. Anyhow, I think we can advance this adventure by saying it was a couple of days ago that we were talking about God knows what, and I said this beautiful word, kerfuffle. It's a great word. You know, it just falls out of your mouth. Well, my Mexican mouth. It falls out of my Mexican mouth so nicely. And then somebody asked, well, that's a great word. How do you say it in Spanish? And that really stopped me. I was like, how the fuck do you say kerfuffle in Spanish? And the first thing that came to my mind was the word pedote. Pedote. And notice how I'm deliberately going, pedote. I mean, because pedo, we know that pedo means fart. And we've talked about farts a few times during Sunday Funday. But a big fart, which would be a pedote, that's, you can have a big fart and you just say, oh, that was a pedote. That was one of those monumental passings of gas. But when the word becomes even more plosive and you go pedote, it means that it was a big to-do. It was a big event, a big scandal, a big something. It was a big issue. And then I went forth, and of course, I figured I'm going to research this. And I asked the dictionary, okay, what is kerfuffle in Spanish? And kerfuffle in Spanish is alboroto. And alboroto, if you turn it around and you put it in English, alboroto means riot. So it is interesting how these translations do not always correlate to one another. But there's a little bit about kerfuffle, and I will continue to stick to pedote because pedote is oh my gosh, your comments are so seductive. I'll get to your comments in a second. Pedote is one of those things that you can say with your friends. I think about the word pedote, and I think about my friend Julie Guerrero from No Way Jose, because Julie, of course, speaks English. But Julie and my dear Logan have this ability to interlace English and Spanish in such a beautiful way. And I can see both. I see words like pedote, and in my mind, I can actually hear either Julie or Logan just saying the word, and it just falls off their mouth in such a beautiful, delicious way. Let me erase the blackboard. Let's see. Bye. And I want to take a look at your comments before we move on to some more other nasty, disgusting phrases that you may want to whip out every now and then to impress your Mexican friends. Let's take a quick look at what we have. Ooh, Michal is having ramen for breakfast. That is very, very sexy. I love it. Of course, we're all here living in the same neighborhood, so it's easy to walk just down the street and get some freshly made bread. Daniel is heading over to drag brunch at Mercurio. Come join us. Well, that is a great idea. Unfortunately, I made some other plans for today. I wish I could join you. Daniel, I may stop by Mercurio after my lunch plans with some other friends, but everybody or anybody that has not enjoyed Hotel Mercurio's drag brunch, it is a lot of fun. It is very casual. It's outdoor. It is safe. And the beautiful thing about it is that you can accessorize. You can walk in, and there are strategically sterilized hats and feather boas and chingaderas that you can wear so that you can get in the mood. Let's see what else we have here. Happy birthday to your brother, Matthew. Happy birthday. He's 72. Good heavens. Wow. Carlos tells me that it rained last night. I'm not surprised. I was sleeping. I missed it. Michael, so Annie Lennox too. You know, you guys make my day when you actually follow through and take a look at all these show notes. Michal used to listen to Michael Franks. You know, I'm gonna bring back Michael Franks into my playlist. So I encourage you to do the same thing. Steve needs a pick me up. It's been a hell of a week. See you at the pool again, Steve. I'm gonna miss brunch, but definitely. Go to Mercurio's brunch. It's going to be a lot of fun, as it is always a lot of fun. Let's see. Lynn also listened to Michael Franks, and just bring him back. Bring him back. He's still alive. He's still recording. And I just took a quick dive into his Facebook page, and he's still there. He is definitely still there. Have you, oh my goodness, Karen, this is the one that distracted me a second ago. Have I seen the Clive documentary on Netflix? The Clive Davis, have I seen it? And the answer is yes. It is one of the most amazing music documentaries. As we know, Clive Davis used to work for CBS, and then he left CBS in a scandalous situation, but he reinvented himself with his own record company, Arista Records, and he discovered Whitney, and he discovered Bette Midler, and he discovered all kinds of musicians that you wouldn't even know. And not only is he a gifted mixer-matcher as music is concerned, he revolutionized the pop world. Well, not revolutionized, but when you are as successful as he was after having had one tour, I don't remember how many wives and sons and daughters, he comes out. He comes out as bisexual. And he starts touring the talk shows, saying, "Well, I can love a man, I can love a woman," and it was quite unexpected when that happened. So it is a good thing. It is a good thing. No, I did not know that farts come out at a rate of 7 miles an hour because I never measured the speed. I usually measure the scent, especially these days because of COVID. Oh my God, and my sister sent me the most wonderful, short, funny video in Spanish of a couple that is walking into their apartment, and they're like, "I think I have the symptoms." And it's like, "Well, do you want to do the test?" And the husband says, "Yes." And then no, it's the other way around. She says, "Yes, I want to do the test." And the husband says, "Well, here it goes." And he farts, and she goes like, "Ooh." And the husband goes like, "No, you don't have COVID." So that is something that I do. What can I say? I smell my farts to make sure that I can still smell. And I'm not embarrassed to say that it out loud and in public. Broncononon works as well for a kerfuffle or a big pedote. Thank you very much for that. And this is true. A pedote is also a very drunk person. Definitely. Earl says, "Michael Franks to kerfuffle. I need more coffee to keep up. I love you. You are so near. You are so near. Every time I read from friends near and far, you are completely, completely near, and I love it." Okay, so we've gone through some wonderful comments. Let me move on. Oh yes. I need to. This is kind of related to kerfuffle and to alboroto and all those things, because reading about kerfuffles and alborotos and scandals and things like that made me think about this delicious phrase. Now, this is not dinner table phrase. Tanto pedo para tan poca caca. And it literally means all that farting for such a small amount of shit. And I suppose it's the Spanish equivalent of much ado about nothing. And so this is the kind of thing that you say when somebody makes a big deal about something, and then that something was not a big deal. So the phrase is either tanto pedo para tan poca caca, which is all that farting and such a small amount of shit, or tanto pedo para cagar aguado, which is... Oh my God, I can't believe I'm explaining this. All that farting for such a soft stool? And that's what that phrase means. I know you didn't need to know this, but I figured I would share that information with you. You may never come back. Please come back. Please come back. But I know I really did want to share that phrase with you because it'll be helpful. It'll be helpful for you because we're going to have elections. We're going to have elections for our mayor this year, and mayors will come. Oh my God. Oh, well, let me finish, John. That's a great question. Just a second. Anyhow, tanto pedo para tan poca caca is perfect for all those broken promises that politicians haven't even made that will make to us when they try to become the mayor of Puerto Vallarta. They'll say, "Oh, I'll build this ginormous supermarket," and then it turns out to be an OXXO. Then we can say, tanto pedo para tan poca caca. And you can say it like that. It's like, no, what were you thinking kind of thing. Let's see. Let me get rid of this because I saw a wonderful question. Oh my God. John asks, Mexican words I don't understand. Chacal. Gay guys use it all the time in clubs. Oh my God. Okay. Chacal is a Oh my God. Okay. Chacal is a person, a man, a Mexican male, a farmer, a construction worker, a person that works with his body, or rather, the beauty of his trim, fit body is the result of labor. So chacales are that's what a chacal is. A chacal is somebody whose body is beautiful as a result of their labor, because they're construction workers, because they're farmers, so forth and so on. Chacales are not gay by definition, but chacales are either very mindful of the fact that they are sexy and they love to flaunt it, as in the ones that like lift their shirts up and they're like, walking around with their shirts up. You're not going to see what's going on down there because it ain't sexy. And then there are chacales that are so incredibly beautiful, but they're absolutely clueless about it. But a chacal that's what a chacal is. And yes, Logan Miller, Logan says, you just opened La Caja de Pandora. Yes, Pandora's box has been opened. We love to look at chacales. They are beautiful, beautiful, sexy, sensual men. And they became fashionable. The term became fashionable in the 1950s and 40s in Mexico City, when concrete construction was the rage. And we talked about this not too long ago here at Coffee and Headlines. Between steel construction and concrete, buildings and skyscrapers and so forth, started getting taller and taller in Mexico City. So it became fashionable, although not very socially accepted, that women started finding construction workers sexy. And when I say women, I'm talking like the upper class structure. So that's where chacal came from. Not to be confused with chichifo and mayate, which are similar terms, but we're not going to go there today because that is just too dicey. And yes, thank you very much, James. The literal translation for chacal is jackal. Absolutely. But it is a word that we we love. Paul from Hotel Mercurio introduced me to the word chacálogo, which is a play on the word catálogo, which means catalog. And this is because at a lot of hotels here in Puerto Vallarta, you may or may not know this, but if you met somebody on the street or out and about and you want to bring them back to your hotel room so that you can get better acquainted, many hotels don't allow you to bring guests for security reasons. Well, at Hotel Mercurio, you can do that. You can bring a guest. And of course, these guests need to leave their ID in the front desk, at the reception, so that if anything happens to happen, at least that person's not going to go away. So what Paul used to do, and I don't know if he still does it, is that he would make photocopies of the IDs and keep them on file. And because there were a lot of repeat chacales that would come into the hotel. So this became the chacálogo, or the catalog of chacales that were frequent visitors of guests at Hotel Mercurio. And I think we've done chacales more than I was planning on doing. But let's see. I wanted to show you another phrase. But before I do that, let me see if I see any other comments. No, you are not making comments. Spell it. I love it when you boss me around, Glee. But I don't know what you want me to spell. I think you want me to spell chacal, and it's been spelled before. Here it is. The reason I bring up the word chacálogo, James, is because I, as a photographer, I have an affinity for these beautiful men. I mean, I just love them. And frequently I love photographing them. And I used to have an online album on my webpage, and it was called Chacálogo. And then it happened to me that somebody that I photographed, that I put in the Chacálogo, got offended because he did not want to be categorized as that. So there are people that might find it as an insult, but there are others that wear their chacal badge very, very, very proudly. Another expression that I wanted to share with you today, this one is clean, and it involves, and I think this is also going to be an important expression that we can use nowadays, and it is no queda de otra. No queda de otra. It literally means there isn't of other. And that makes no sense, of course. But no queda de otra is a phrase that we use when there is no other choice. And if you are really, talking about this, let me give you an example. I'm going to invoke my evil twin sister, not my older sister whose birthday is today, but I have an evil twin sister. She just arrived from LA, and she says to me, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Where is my evil sister? Where is my evil sister? Ah, there is my evil sister. I found her. Boom. Oh my God. I just got here from LA, and you mean we have to wear face masks down here all the time? Oh my God. And I said to my sister, no queda de otra. We have no choice. We have no choice. We have to wear face masks all the time. You mean we have to wear face masks at restaurants and everywhere we go? No queda de otra. So it is a perfect phrase. When you're feeling miserable and you don't like something, or a friend of yours starts bitching and moaning about something, all you have to say is, no queda de otra. No queda de otra. But, no queda de otra. We're stuck in this hellhole. Oh my God, I amuse myself. What can I tell you? Let me see. I want to meet your friend Lindsay, if I just turned into her, Paul. Colleen thinks my sister is beautiful. My sister is evil. My sister is definitely evil. She is related to my pickle, but I look like not me. You're not talking to me. She is looking like a Karen. I'm not a Karen. What are you talking about? I'm not a Karen. It's my evil twin sister. Do you want to see her again? No, you don't want to. James says, you've been quarantined for far too long. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And I find myself, the other day I went and had a lunch with some friends. And it is so funny because I don't enjoy sitting around at restaurants all that much. I like to sit down and eat, and when the food is done, it's like, okay, we've eaten, let's get out of here. But lately, in a couple of lunch dates that I've gone to with friends, it's being in the house so much makes me enjoy other people's company to the extent that now I am just sitting around in restaurants, hanging out with friends as much as I can, socially distanced, as of course. Sister Karen, moving on from coffee to vodka. Earl, I've seen some photos of you. You guys play with your clothing and your makeup in Provincetown. I know you do. So, so share some transformation photos if you could. Anyhow, let's see if I look like a Karen. No, honey, I don't look like a Karen. Maybe I look like a Karen. What do I know? Anyhow, we're going to wrap this up very shortly. It's been a lot of fun. Let me make sure that I didn't whip out something that I wanted to share with you. We talked about Maria dolls, and we're going to bring back Maria dolls later on this week. We talked about kerfuffles and pedotes. We talked about Michael Franks. We talked about no queda de otra. So I think the what the fuck parrot should be sitting on my evil sister's shoulder. I don't even know that I can do that technically. But Alan, trust me, we aim to please, and we will try to do that. Karen says she is such a drag. My sister says, oh, stop it. Okay, enough of that. Thank you guys for hanging out for this wonderful little half an hour of Sunday Funday. I had no idea what we were going to do today, and we made it. We made it. I was going to bring out the pickle, but I don't think we need to use the pickle today. But we will bring pickle sometime in the future. We will bring them soon. Dale asks, what time are the Sunday brunches at Paul's? 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'm sure that my sister is already out there prancing and doing his Eileen to the left business. And I hope you stop by someday. It's a lot of fun. I want to remind you that, of course, tomorrow is Monday, and Monday we usually look at COVID stuff. And we will, of course, do that because it is important to follow up on those things. But between now and then, please enjoy your day. Have a fun time. Do something silly. Listen to Michael Franks. Hug someone. You know, if there are people in your social circle that you feel safe hugging, hug that person. And that's it. Have a great rest of the day. And I will hopefully see you tomorrow. And if not, I'll see you again soon. Have a great one.